Take 5,120. Yeah, that sounds about right. Hey there, welcome back to my channel. I'm April Wolf, and I'm the Wolf Ranch Girl. All right, hey there, and welcome back to the next installment of my Teacher Life playlist. So today we're going to be looking at 4 Chrome web browser extensions. Say that 3 times fast. And I said 4, but I meant 14. So we're going to be looking at 14 Chrome web browser extensions that make my remote teaching life a little bit easier and a little bit more functional. I am going to attempt to keep this under 20 minutes, so wish me luck. But before we start, I just wanted to let you guys know that this Hot Mess Express is on the struggle bus today. I am barely making it on Starbucks and prayers, for real. Today has been a struggle, but that's okay. So we all need to remember, we're learning a lot of new things. It's going to make us really tired. It's going to make us cranky if you're like me when you're tired, and that's okay. We just need to remember to give each other some grace. So, and ourselves, give ourselves some grace. You got to give yourself a break. Everybody's working really hard. Always do that, but especially in these days. So I'm going to put my glasses on. I'm going to grab my notes and my coffee, and we're going to get started. All right, so the first thing that we're going to talk about are the extensions themselves. So extensions are just small pieces of software that are developed and they're available in the Chrome web browser. All they do is extend the ease of use and functionality of the Chrome web browser. So they give you guys, or anyone who installs them, ways to make their teaching a little bit more convenient and a little bit more functional. There are tons and tons and tons of Chrome web extensions. Now, a couple things that you need to note is that your Chrome web extensions are attached to your user login for Google Chrome. So right now, if you look at the top of my screen, if you go all the way across to the right, across from the address bar, you'll see that I have a profile picture here. And when I point to it, a little screen tip is going to pop up and it says Mrs. Wolf. So when I click on that and move myself out of the way, when I click on that, that's going to bring up my profile picture and it's going to show what Google account I am logged in under. Now I'm going to go ahead and click on April, where it says Other People, down at the bottom, because that is my personal account. And I want to call your attention to the same area up at the top of the screen. And you can see that now I have on my taskbar, I have 2 Chrome web browsers open. One is my personal account profile, and you can see that I only have 5 web extensions installed under this user account. Well, when I close out of this and I'm back at my school account, you can see that I have quite a bit more than just 5. So every time I log into Chrome under my teacher account, I am going to have all of those web extensions available to me. Okay, so that's really important to note, because whatever you're utilizing when you install the web extension, that's where you're going to have to go to access the web extension, unless you install all the same web extensions on each of your different accounts. All right, so the next thing that we're going to look at really quickly is how do we access these mysterious web extensions? It's really easy. So you have to open up the Google Chrome browser. Down at the bottom here, You can see the Chrome browser right next to that. You can see that this is the Microsoft Edge browser. So these web extensions are not going to be available in Microsoft Edge. Okay, so make sure that you open Google Chrome, log in under the account that you want, and then on any new tab in the Google search bar, you're just going to type Google Web Store. I'm sorry, Chrome Web Store. Okay. And then your search results will pop up and you'll have Chrome Web Store - Google Chrome, and that's where you want to go. So go ahead and click there. So it's taken a little bit to load, but now we're all loaded up. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click in the Search the Store search box, and I'm going to type Google Drive. Press enter. So once your search results are loaded, then anything that you have already added as a web extension, if you look up in the top portion there, it's going to say added. You can click on the name of the extension, and then that is going to pop up and it's going to give you a description of the different functionality. You can click on reviews and see customer reviews, support, and then other related extensions. So I'm going to hit back and hopefully it will load. Okay. Now I already have saved to Google Drive, and that's one of the extensions that we're going to look at. That's why it doesn't give me the option to add. But if I scroll down just a little bit and I see editor for docs, sheets, and slides, if I wanted to add that to Chrome, I would just click add to Chrome and it would be added. So now it is there and I can look up at my Chrome extension bar and see it. If I don't see it, then what I can do is click on this little puzzle piece, and that is actually, let me move myself out of the way here. That is actually a list of all of the extensions that you have installed on your web browser and allows you to pin them to that toolbar or remove them from that toolbar. So here's the new one that I just added, editor for docs, sheets, and slides. And if I click on the little push pin, then I should see the icon pop up in that toolbar. Now, I actually do not want to keep this, but I wanted to show you how to install, how to pin, how to unpin. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Manage Extensions. So again, I've clicked on the puzzle piece. I'm going all the way down to the bottom. I'm going to click on Manage Extensions and move myself out of the way. And what we see here is a listing in a grid view of all of the different extensions that I have available or that I have installed. So I'm just going to scroll down and find the one that I just installed. I probably passed it already. Here it is. And then I'm going to click on Remove. So then it is going to pop up. And again, I'm in the way. I'm going to pop up and I'm going to choose Remove. Then it's going to be removed from my extension list and then also from my extension bar up on the top here. Okay, now that we know what web extensions are, how to access them, how to install them and uninstall them, let's go ahead and start using some. So what I'm going to do is shut off my little embedded window here and you guys will just see my screen. So let's get started. Okay, so I am just on a regular Google search page, and we're going to start out by looking for posters about reading. Okay, so I'm going to click on Images to narrow down the results. Okay, so once I'm clicked on images, then it's going to open up and show me only images. And then across the top, I have some additional kind of filter type images. So if you're looking for elementary school, high school, middle school, you can kind of click on there and it'll give you some additional filters that you can read through. So let's go ahead and find one. Let's see. Let's click on this one. When we do that, that's going to take your thumbnail and enlarge it over to the right side here. And then it's going to load so that you can see the full resolution. Now, just a tip, if you're looking for an image and you are looking at these different thumbnails, please don't ever right click on them and choose save image as, because that is going to give you a very, very low resolution picture or thumbnail of that image. And if you're wanting to use that as a poster, that is not going to happen. So you can click on the image just like I did, and then that's going to bring up your larger view. And then from here, you're going to right click and choose open image in a new tab. And it is going to load. And then it is going to show you that image in a much larger view. Now, if the image is only like this big, the ghosted one here, then that is not going to be anything that you're going to want to utilize because it's going to be way too small. But if it's about this size, then you should be able to print it all right. So I'm going to go again back to my search here. Okay. And then let's go ahead and choose this Dr. Seuss one. We're going to right click and do the same thing, open image in a new tab. So now across the top, I have the A Reader Lives 1,000 Lives Before He Dies poster, and I have the Read Every Day poster. So let's just say that I want to have a discussion with my class. Now this will work whether you are in class with physical students or whether you're teaching online with remote learning students. So if you're just, either way, you're going to be displaying your screen, whether on a projector or whether in a Meet. And if I wanted to view these side by side and have a discussion with my kids about what the posters say, then I could select both of these tabs. Okay, so I'm going to click on one, I'm going to hold down Shift, and I'm going to click on the other one. And you can see that both of the tabs are white across the top here. Then the first extension that I'm going to talk to you about is this one called Tab Resize Split Screen Layout. Yes, that's quite a mouthful. So I'm going to click on that. Okay, and what it's going to do is going to pop up some different layouts for me to show my screen at this, or split my screen and show those tabs at the same time. So since we only have two things that we're trying to look at and I want to look at them side by side, I'm going to click on the 1x2. So that is going to pull those two screens out and we're going to be able to look at them side by side. Okay. I still have all of my Chrome extensions on my Chrome extension bar on either of the pages. So let's say we have a discussion with the class and then I decide that was a really good discussion. Maybe I want to print these and put them up in the classroom, or maybe I want to add them as a thumbnail in a picture show or put them as a poster on my Bitmoji classroom. For whatever reason that you may want to save these for future use, what you can do is you can click in here to save to your Google Drive. So I'm going to click on this and then I'm going to click on, if I can find it, scroll down. There it is. Geez. I'm going to click on Save to Google Drive. And it is going to save this poster to my Google Drive. I can also see which drive, if I have multiple accounts, that this is being saved to. So if I want to rename this, I can click on Rename. Click on Apply. And then I can close this. Then I can come over to the second screen. And again, if you don't see the extension that you're trying to find, you can always click on the puzzle piece and save to Google Drive. And it's doing the same thing here. And again, I want to rename this, and then I will put read every day and click on apply. And then close. Okay. And then the next thing that we're going to do is go ahead and put our tabs back the way that we had them. So if you are going to use this extension, the tab resize split screen layouts, you are also going to want to download the glue tabs. And when you click on glue tabs, that's going to go ahead and put your tabs back in place in the original window. Okay, and so let's go ahead and click over to my drive, and I will let this reload. And what we should see under my recents or under quick access are the two posters that I just saved to my drive. And the previews haven't loaded yet, but you can see that here is an image live lives JPEG and an image read everyday JPEG. So they've been saved to the drive for future use. Okay, so let's say that I want to go ahead and ask my students a question about the Live Lives poster. Okay, once it loads, then the next extension that we're going to look at is called Share to Classroom. So I'm going to click on this, and I am logged in under my teacher account, so any classes that I am teaching or that I am a part of are going to show up in this list. Now, while this is loading, because it takes forever, this is something that is super sad to me. This extension is extremely useful. And you can see up at the top, the banner here says, as of August 15th, 2020, Share to Classroom will be discontinued and the extension uninstalled. So I saw this the other day and it put me into panic mode. Then this morning I woke up and was checking my news headlines, and there was a Google News headline that said all of the extensions that were set to be discontinued and uninstalled from anyone's extension list have been paused, and that they're still going to be available until 2021, so next year in July sometime. So I'm hoping that that is the truth, and that I don't hop on here on the 15th or 16th and see that this extension is gone, because that will make me very sad. So I'm going to scroll down to the Remote Online Teaching SFSD 14 class. So I'm going to scroll down, I'm going to click on that, and the options are going to be this. So I can see the preview of what I'm wanting to push out to my students, and I can push this out to all of the students that are in that class, or I can create an assignment, I can ask a question, I can make an announcement. So I'm going to ask a question. Okay, so here's my question. Can you see this poster? Okay. Oh, for goodness sakes. And then I'm going to make this multiple choice. Yes. Wow, I told you guys I was a hot mess. I can assign points if I'd like, which in this case I'm not going to. And I am going to go ahead and assign a due date for the 12th, which is tomorrow, and I can add a time if I'd like. And then I'm going to add this to a topic under miscellaneous resources. And then I'm going to leave this checked where it says students can see the class summary. So as students are answering, they'll be able to see the data where how many people are saying no, how many people are saying yes. And then I'm going to ask. So then it'll say you have posted to your class, and you can view it, or you can just go ahead and close out of there. All right. So then let's go back to my drive. And just so that we can see that it did in fact post, let's go ahead and click on the waffle and then get into my classroom. Okay, we're going to scroll down and open the remote online teaching classroom. And right there in the stream, I can see April Wolf posted a new question. Can you see this poster? Okay, the next thing that we're going to look at is save to Google Keep. So let's continue on with searching for these different posters. So I found one that caught my eye, which is Buzz Lightyear. So I'm going to click on that, let it load. And when it loads, right click and choose Open Image in a new tab. Then I'm going to let that load fully. Okay, and here's a good example of what I was saying. If the image that you load into a new tab is this big, you are probably not going to be able to enlarge it. Definitely not by clicking and dragging. It'll be really pixelated. But if you wanted to use this as a poster in your Bitmoji classroom, this would be a great size. So let's just say that I'm like, ooh, I might want to use that in my Bitmoji classroom. I'm not sure yet, so I'm going to keep it. So I'm going to go up to my extension list and I'm going to click on Save to Keep. So what happens is that is going to create a keep or a note. And then I'm going to type a note to myself, Bitmoji classroom, maybe, question mark. So if you guys have never seen Keep, I'm going to go back to my Google Drive and I'm going to click on the waffle. Keep is an app in the Google Suite. It looks like a little light bulb. And what it is kind of like a holding place. So it's like your own personal Pinterest. So you can see here is the Bitmoji Classroom maybe. And at any point in time, I can just click on that link and that is going to take me back to that poster. And that is how you use Google Keeps. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to some math. So let's say that you're a third grade math teacher. And we want to look up the multiplication table and then a worksheet to go along with that. So I'm going to type in third grade. Okay, let's look for a printable maybe. Okay, this one looks good. So we'll go ahead and click on this, see what this looks like. Okay, I also like that one. There we go. Right click, open image in a new tab. And then let's go ahead and check this out. Let's see. Let's see what that looks like. It's got some blanks in it, so maybe I'd like to keep that as a possible worksheet later. So I'll open this one in a new tab. And then let's look for a third grade multiplication worksheet. I'm not seeing the one that I want, but I know that I saved one in my Keep the other day when I was testing this out. So I'm going to open Keeps back up. And here's third grade practice. I'm going to click on that. Here we go. Okay, so I don't need to keep open anymore. And let's see, there's my multiplication table, and here is my other possible worksheet. So from the possible worksheet, I'm going to click on Save to Keep and worksheet question mark. And we'll wait for that to save. Okay, it says it's saved, so I'll go ahead and close out of there. And then let's see if we can do Control Plus to zoom in so that we can see that on our screen. All right, so here's our worksheet and here's our multiplication tables. So Control Plus, there we go, and Control Minus are just shortcuts to zoom. And let's just say we want to work with the kids on the practice multiplying by 1 section here. I can click on this web paint extension, and that is going to bring up some different writing tools. So I'm going to go ahead and change the color here to blue, which is a little bit less angry, and I'm going to increase the size to 50%. And right now I am set to the pen tool. So I can say 8 groups of 1 are equal to, and then we count the stars together. And as a class, we decide that that is 8. Okay, now that is very thick. So let's try and take that down a little bit and try that again. Okay. So this is 8. And you can see that I'm not very good at writing with my pen as a stylus. So if that is the same with you, you can also click on the insert text option. And then you can click. I find that you have to click a little bit lower than where you want the letter or text to actually appear. And so I can say, okay, 8 multiplied by 1 equals, and then the answer is 8. And that will pop in there. So at any point in time, I can erase all of those things. I can call attention to a specific group. So class, we're looking at this. How many stars are in this group? 8 groups of 1 are equal to, and then the class says 8. My numlock is not working. And then same here, 8 times 1 equals 8. Okay, and then let's change the color, maybe over to a green, and we'll go back. And okay, class, how many groups of hearts are there? Well, there's only 1. So then if there are 6 hearts in this one group, then 6 groups of 1 are equal to, and that's a 6. So 6 times 1 equals 6. Okay. And what's really awesome about this is that if I accidentally close out of it and then click to open it back up, everything stays the same. Okay, if I want to close the control panel, but I don't want to close out of WebPaint so that I can see these answers. And then if I want to take or move on to our next extension, which is a screenshot. This one is called One-Click Full Page Screenshot. I'm going to click on that. It is going to create this screenshot for me, and it is showing me the entire worksheet. So I have my examples that we did together shown here. Then I can download this, and it is actually going to download to the computer that I am working on. Okay, then if I wanted to upload that to my Google Drive, I could just open up Google Drive and then open up my window, and let's go ahead and minimize this. Okay, so I have my window, and I'm going to drag this onto here, and it's going to say copy, and I'm going to let go. I can see that here is the screen capture. So if I open up a new tab and just in my address bar type doc.new and press enter, a brand spanking new document is just automatically going to open, and it's automatically going to be saved to the drive for the account that I'm logged in under. I know, crazy amazing, right? So from here, what I want to show you is the Bitmoji extension. So it's this little green happy face guy here. And if you have a Bitmoji account, you can add the extension and log in, and then everything that you have available to you is here. So if I am on a meet with the class and I ask, what's everybody's favorite food? And little Sally says French fries, I can say French fries. And I click on the fries. Tells you to right click, copy image, click down here, right click and paste. There we go. Technical difficulties. So then it inserts this as an image. And then I ask Billy, what's your favorite food? And Billy says pizza. And then I go to my Bitmoji and I search pizza, which I already have one. And right click copy, right click paste. And here's another Bitmoji that can be resized. And you can go through your whole class like that. So you can have all of their favorite foods in Bitmoji. Another thing that you can utilize here, another kind of fun thing, is Giphy. And Giphy is the animated graphics. So if, let's see, if Ashley, little Ashley, says that her favorite food is ice cream, we can type in the search bar ice cream, and then we can actually just click and drag that out. And here we have an ice cream Giphy, and it too can be resized. So that's just kind of fun. So the next extension is actually called Talk and Comment. And then I'm going to go back to Insert and Comment. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this little microphone guy here. Okay, so it's the Text and Comment extension. And I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to say, hey, Billy, I really love pizza too. Click on the check mark. And that is going to pop up a voice note. And I'm going to select the link, right click, copy it. Then I'm going to click on OK. And then I'm going to click in my comment box and I'm going to paste. And then as soon as I hit comment, it is going to process and it's going to pop up the voice note. And so later on, the kids can click on play and I'm going to say, hey, Billy, I really love pizza too. And they're able to hear your response in your own voice. So I think that that is really, really neat. There is an emoji keyboard and you can click on that and that is going to bring up your emojis like what you'd see on your phone. So if I like this little sunglasses guy, I actually had to click on the sunglasses guy and then hit copy message and then come down here and click on paste, which is fine. But most of the time, if you are going to like in a comment or an email, if you are getting ready to type something and you click on one of the Bitmojis, or I'm sorry, emojis, like the sun glasses, you see how it automatically popped up down here? And then you can click on comment. So if it's in a text field, like a comment or an email or a chat, then that emoji keyboard extension is going to pop those emojis right in. If it's into a document or a slide or something like that, you may have to hit copy and then hit paste for those to pop in. And now we're going to move into meets. And I have already created a link for this classroom. And so my meet link is always going to be the same. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that meet link. Right now my camera is turned off. If I turn it on, then you guys are going to see me. Hello. So I can be talking. And then let's turn the camera off. And what I want to show you first is if you click on the show everyone option, notice that there is a little clipboard with a check mark. That is the Meet Attendance extension. So it's a little apple with a check mark, and it's called Meet Attendance. And what it allows you to do is when you are in an active meet, it allows you to click on your People tab, see all of the people in your meet, and then what you can do is you can click on this little plus sign, and it is going to take attendance for all of the people that are in your meet. So then I'm going to come out to my drive to create a sheet that says Meet Attendance 8/11/2020 and then the time. And so I can double click and open that. There's nobody in my pretend meet right now. So I'm going to go back to my drive and show you one that I did back in April. So I'm going to double click on this. This is a meet attendance from April at 10:58 in the morning. And so 4/29/2020, and let's see here, make that a little bit wider, at 11:03 in the morning. Here was the meet link. I was the presenter, and then there were 2 phone calls that called in, and then all of the rest of the people were listed there. And it saves it just like that: meet attendance, the date, and the time that the meet started. So that is a great feature, a great extension, and that will help a lot, especially for documenting what students are participating or not. The next and almost final extension is called Nod, and it's this little thumbs up. That is the icon. And what Nod allows you and your students to do is to utilize little emojis during the meet. So I can say, is everybody having a good day? If you are, give me a thumbs up. And then I can click on the thumbs up, and it shows April's giving a thumbs up. Okay. And then little Bobby can have this, and he can give a thumbs up, so on and so forth. If you're asking a question, little Susie has a question, she can click on the little raise your hand, and it shows me as the presenter, somebody raised their hand. So that's a neat little thing that you can do with your students and train them. Now, instead of starting to talk, go ahead and raise your hand, and I'll tell you when to unmute your screen. Okay, so that brings us to our last and final web extension. And actually, we've been using it this entire time, and it is called Screencastify. So Screencastify is a screen video recorder, but it is not just for recording your screen. So in the initial intro, when you saw me and just me, that was Screencastify. So I was using my webcam only. And then when I started the video and you saw my screen in the background and then a small window with me in it, just like you're seeing now, that's called an embedded webcam. And then also when I was recording and utilizing the web extensions and you were not seeing me, you were just seeing my screen, that was also Screencastify. So this allows me to record myself by myself, just talking. It allows me to do a tutorial like I've done here. It allows me to record a meet that I might be having with my class. It allows me to pre-record messages, pre-record examples, or any of those different things. Now, there is a free version of Screencastify, and that does limit your recordings to 5 minutes at a time. You can do multiple of them and then use a video editing software to stitch them all together, which is what I'm going to do, but I'm actually using the unlimited version, which is $29.99 for a year subscription. And that is totally pennies for the amount of awesomeness that Screencastify allows you to do when you are working with remote or online teaching, or if you're doing tutorials for YouTube or anything. So I think it's a really reasonable price. It is extremely easy to use. All you need is your webcam on a computer and a good microphone. A lot of Chromebooks have really great microphones, but if your device doesn't have a good microphone, you can get a USB microphone like this for sometimes less than $10, and they work really, really well. So once I'm finished with my recording, this allows me to choose if I want to download my video to the web or to my drive, if I want to download it to the device that I'm currently working on, which is what I'm choosing to do. If you want to publish it directly to YouTube, you can also go in and do some editing in the Screencastify editor. So that is the final extension, and I hope that you guys learned some stuff. I do not know if this is going to make the 20-minute time limit because my internet was not working very well today at all. So I apologize about that, but I will do my best in the editor to get this to where it is down in around 20 minutes or so. If you have further questions, then please feel free to email me. If you're a teacher from my school watching this, you know what my email address is. If you are a public viewer, you can feel free to email me at wolfranchgirl@gmail.com. You can also leave me a question in the comments for the video. So I hope that these 14 Chrome browser extensions will help you guys out. I hope it makes you think of things more positively. It helps you to be more productive and to navigate these crazy times and crazy education goals and crazy life events in a more productive way. So if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of my videos, teacher life or otherwise, you can click subscribe. And if you'd like to receive notification for when any of my new content uploads, then you can go ahead and click on the notification bell that is somewhere around here. Hope you enjoyed this, and thank you guys so much, and I will see you later. Bye-bye, you guys.